So Biden's former doctor pleads the fifth. What is he hiding, y'all? Like the video right here. Follow for more updates. Check this one out.
Mike, I want to switch topics for a moment because Biden's former doctor, Kevin O'Connor, decided to plead the fifth rather than answer questions about the president, the former president's mental fitness at the time that he was in the White House. A lot of people have questions about who was running this country. To me, I would say if he was completely fit, then you could just sit there and say that. If you're pleading the fifth, you have something to hide.
Right?
Yeah, he definitely has something to hide because even as a doctor with a doctor-patient relationship where you can have confidential communications, even with a doctor, with a patient, you're not violating HIPAA by answering some of these questions. This guy basically gave his name and would not answer essentially any other question, pleading the Fifth Amendment.
Hell.
If you've done nothing wrong, if you haven't committed a crime, why are you pleading the Fifth Amendment?
Well, and to that point, some of the questions that he wouldn't answer, were you ever told to lie about the president's health? And did you ever believe President Biden was unfit to execute his duties? So what other avenues does the Oversight Committee have to try to get those answers from him?
Anything.
That's a very good question. I mean, they can give him immunity and make him come testify. And if he refuses to testify after he has immunity, he doesn't face Fifth Amendment problems, then they can charge him with contempt of Congress and prosecute him like the Biden regime did to Steve Bannon and Peter Navarro.
He's one example. There were many other parties involved here. If you believe that there was indeed a cover-up, and you know, the question is, how do we get to the bottom of what really happened? It does matter. It matters historically. Right. It matters to people who voted for him. It matters to people that they were trying to get to vote for Kamala Harris as well. These are important issues. If you have people surrounding a president and covering up something as important as his mental health, how do we as the American people know that we would get the answers that we so deserve?
Yeah, this is the biggest, most dangerous fraud imaginable. You have a president, his wife, his family, his doctors, his advisors lying to the American people about his mental fitness to do the job. We saw at the debate he was clearly not fit to do the job. Joe Biden clearly was not running this country, so who was?
Yeah.
And his team was preparing that he might have to be in a wheelchair. So